Stupidly Epic! Hello everybody and welcome to the King of Fighters XIV review. Full disclosure, I was given a review copy of this game, so I never bought it. So this review is going to focus on whether it's worth your time rather than your money. If you want to hear like a sort of consumerist sort of review, this will not be it. This is just like a review of the game based on what I played and not based on whether I felt it was worth a purchase or whatever. Well, it's probably a safe bet to get the elephant out of the room. First thing you notice about the game is that it's not quite as pretty as previous King of Fighters games. It's not a bad looking game by any means, by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, it's not up to the same sort of standard that SNK is known for their sprite work. I mean, this game's done in 3D. It's almost like they forewent the really expensive process of doing sprite sheets for all the characters, and we're just like, look, we'll just do 3D characters so we can get like a bunch of like fighters in the game. It's like they done the opposite of what Street Fighter did. Like Street Fighter V focused on like really good visuals and just like a few sort of, a few standout sort of key characters, and then like they've obviously brought in some DLC for the characters later on, but Street Fighter V was really bare bones. This game has got everything that you want in the fighting game. Like there's no story mode in it, but it's got the arcade mode, it's got the versus, it's got the online, it's got all the basic stuff that you want in a King of Fighters game. Visually though, not really up to par with its contemporaries. Like Mortal Kombat X looks better, Street Fighter V looks better, Street Fighter 4 looks better, to be honest, if we're gonna go there. It's, like Guilty Gear, Xrd Revelator, like looks way better. Like I would have preferred to have seen SNK go that route. Like trying to make 3D characters that looked like they were in 2D, They've went cheap with the visuals this time, but that doesn't mean that they've went cheap in terms of the gameplay. This is King of Fighters. It's definitely a King of Fighters game. You've got a massive roster, there's like 50 characters, 48 initially selectable, and then you've got like the 2 final sort of boss characters. And it's King of Fighters. If you went back and played King of Fighters 13, this would play pretty much exactly like that, except the characters are all in 3D now. It's a King of Fighters game. So if you're into King of Fighters, this will not disappoint you. Like visually, again, not really there. So what about the gameplay then? What's been translated over from like King of Fighters 13? Well, to let you understand, King of Fighters 13, King of Fighters in general, has like a really, really deep combat system compared to like the more vanilla fighting games, like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Like I was saying, King of Fighters is more in common with Guilty Gear and BlazBlue than it does with like those games. So, I mean, you've got like all these systems, like you've got like sort of hops, you've got low jumps, you've got high jumps, you've got running, you've got dashing and like rolling and things like that. All these little systems that are in play here to like give characters a lot more mobility than what like a Street Fighter character would have, or like what a Mortal Kombat character would have. Street Fighter has sort of opted out of having like in the alpha games, you had like about 3 or 4 super moves per character, and that was amazing. You could just pull out whatever super move you wanted, and that was great. The Street Fighters kind of went away from that. They're kind of like, here's like, you can have your like ultra combo, and that's all you're getting. Everything else is all based on your positioning in the arena. It's all based on you doing like footsie work, and like it's all really sort of like frame based and technical and all that. King of Fighters is like that as well, but you've got all these other sort of systems in it, like to play with, and you've got all the extra super moves. You've got the max gauge and all that sort of stuff. That all returns. Max gauge, essentially, when you filled up a part of your super meter, like you can get like I think it's up to like 4 or 5 bars of super meter, and when you filled one of the bars up, you're able to expend that for like a sort of like a time limit. Like I think it lasts maybe like 5 seconds or something like that, and within that time limit you're able to do EX moves. Like in Street Fighter you would use like one bar of meter to expel an EX move, but in King of Fighters you would use you would use one whole bar of your gauge so that you can do EX moves for like 5 seconds, and that's that's pretty cool, and that also doubles as like a Roman cancel. I mean, like when you're doing moves, you can combo things and then immediately go into max thing to cancel the frame data, so you can like go into something else, and that's like it's really technical, really really sort of high level play. One of the things that I don't really like though is this sort of like, fighting games have got into the habit, like Persona 4 Arena does this as well. It's got like an auto combo system where you can run up to someone and tap the square button, like how you do like Blanka's electricity from Street Fighter. Like, you just tap the square button rapidly. If the first hit connects, it'll do like a combo, and like if you've got a super meter bar, it'll end it with a super move. So like you can do like quite a lot of damage just by rapidly mashing the square button and being lucky and like hitting them with the first hit. So there's two reasons I don't really like auto combo systems. One, like newbie players will rely on it way too much, and it kind of cheapens the match. They'll never learn anything. They'll never learn the systems because they're always going to be like in favour of just trying to get that auto combo out and doing damage that way. They'll never try and learn the hops, the specials, the dashing, the rolling and things like that. They're always just going to try and get that auto combo out. Second of all, if you're a sort of more advanced player and you're getting beat, you'll feel bad for kind of like using this auto combo system to try and give you an advantage. So like, it doesn't really benefit anybody. I feel like at least when you're playing online with people, or if you're playing like against friends, like sitting next to each other on the couch, I feel like skill should trump. You know, like your execution of the moves should trump anything else. Like your skill level should be the thing that decides the victory, not like you being able to mash buttons. That being said though, I do think like the auto combo thing like is, you know, fair enough if you're playing like a single player, like if you're just playing through the arcade mode or something like that, and you're just beating the computer, like whatever, willy-nilly, that doesn't matter. But yeah, in terms of like it being online or multiplayer or like two-player, like couch versus two-player or something like that, I think it would benefit a lot from being an optional thing rather than it being something that's ingrained into the actual combat system now. I actually went back and played some of the King of Fighters 98, King of Fighters 2002, King of Fighters 13, and like it kind of seems like those games are a bit faster paced. Like the execution of the moves, like the way the animations come out seem a bit faster than in King of Fighters 13. But in every other regard, it's a King of Fighters game. All the moves are executed pretty much exactly as you'd expect them to be. So what about the online then? Well, the game's not out yet, so like very limited amount of people have actually got the game, like other reviewers maybe. That being said though, I did manage to get one ranked match, and that was silky smooth. That might also be a product of the fact that the game's not out yet, so the servers aren't being strained or anything like that. I don't know what region he was in, but yeah, there was like pretty much no lag whatsoever. But because if nothing else, I'm thorough. I actually spoke to one of my colleagues, Jason A. Striker from Giant Bomb. I asked him, like, I've seen him playing it, he's on my friends list, so I've seen him playing it, and I was like, well, maybe he's reviewing it as well. So I asked him, I says to him, look, can we hook up and see, you know, see what the online's like? Because I'm in Scotland and he's in America. So we got a lobby going. Unfortunately, for some reason, when I was in the lobby, there was no footage. Like it was just like gameplay recording has been blocked or something like that for like a lobby. I don't know what that was about. But we got some matches in. I think we got like 4 or 5 matches in, and there was a wee bit, considering we're like halfway across the world from each other, there was a wee tiny bit of delay. It wasn't game breaking though. I actually asked him, like I says to him, look, is it really laggy on your end? And he was like, no, it's alright, it's okay. And I was, same for me, you know, same for me. It was, yeah, it felt like playing offline, but like with a tiny bit of input delay. Again, possibly a product of the servers not being strained because hardly anybody's using them. I had a decent few matches. I was playing online and it was with somebody in America. So, and like usually if you're playing like Mortal Kombat against somebody that's in a completely different region, like that's not something that's going to happen really well. Update folks, I did manage to get some new ranked matches on the go, and the online for the most part was perfectly fine. I did actually have like another lobby match, but it was with other, like there was other people in the lobby at the same time, and that went a bit slower. There was quite a bit of lag in that, so I don't know if you maybe want to avoid crowded lobbies. Maybe they'll fix that as well, like you know, like a day one patch or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, for the most part, ranked matches were pretty silky smooth, like, to be honest. So what modes are there then? I mean, like, well, you've got story mode. It's actually just an arcade mode with like a few cutscenes in there. It's not like, it's nothing substantial. It's not like Mortal Kombat story mode. It's not like Street Fighter story mode or anything like that. They call it story mode, but you just select your 3 fighters and go through like a bunch of fights, and there's like, I think maybe 4 cutscenes in total, and like the cutscenes are quite brief. They're nice CG cutscenes. Don't get me wrong. They're nice, but it's just an arcade mode. You'll sometimes get like the wee interactions between characters, like Benny Mario will start, you know, chatting up the girls and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, outside of that, it's just your regular arcade mode, guys. You got versus mode. You can versus the computer. You can versus your friends. There's online. You can do like ranked, unranked, and do lobbies with your friends. There's practice mode. You just jump in and like just learn all the moves and that. There's also training mode. In fact, I think I'm maybe getting them actually confused. Like, it's either training mode where you just run in, you just jump in with like a chosen character and just like practice their moves or whatever, and then there's the other flip of the coin. It's either training mode or practice mode, and like it'll teach you sort of the game systems, like all the rolls and the high jumps and the low jumps and all that sort of stuff. So just like a basic, you know, just the sort of basic things that you would get within like a fighting game, like stuff that Street Fighter V initially just did not have. Like it had like a training mode, and it had a survival mode, and that was pretty much it, you know, for that whole thing. And like each character had like a total 2 or 3 match story mode, and that was it, and it was like boring. But King of Fighters brings everything to the table. And actually, guys, there is another category that I completely missed when I was recording the gameplay footage. There's a mission modes category. It comprises of trials. They're not as extensive as Street Fighter's trials. Like, I mean, like, I think there's like 10 trials per character in Street Fighter. There's only 5 of them in this game per character, but there is 50 characters. You know, there's more characters, so there's more trials in this game. It's not as good as Street Fighter 4's though. Like, each character had like 25 or something like that, which was insane. There's also your standard time attack and survival modes as well. There is though, I noticed down in the bottom like right hand corner of the menu, there's a PlayStation Network button, so you can like click on that for downloadable content maybe? I don't know whether that's going to be like characters, it might just be alternate costumes, but you know, here's hoping for like Yamazaki and Rock Howard. That's like one of my small gripes of the game, is like some really cool characters were omitted from this release. Like Rock Howard and Yamazaki, and like for me in particular, I mean, like there's probably like a ton of characters out there that I don't really know, that other people are like, where's this character, where's that character, you know. But like, hopefully, fingers crossed, down the line they'll bring out some like DLC characters, because I mean they had a couple of DLC characters for King of Fighters 13, so hopefully they'll be able to do that for King of Fighters 14 as well. There's 2 unlockable boss characters. One of them's kind of like, it's almost like a joke boss character, and then the other one's like the real boss character. I don't really like the real boss character though. It feels kind of out of place in this game. It feels like it should be in something like Soul Calibur. It's kind of like the very typical sort of like demigod character who's just there. He appears for no reason and he wants to fight somebody and then he gets beat. This faceless fire guy made out of fire or something like that. And that's just what it feels like. It just feels like really out of place, because like all the characters in like these games, apart from like a couple, like they look really stylish. They're in like really cool like modern clothes, and like they're wearing shades, or like they're wearing like, you know, Terry's wearing his hat and everything. Everybody looks like they fit in this world, but this final boss character, it just feels like he should be like fighting Siegfried in Soul Calibur. You know, it just doesn't fit in this universe, I don't think. I mean, aside from that though, like, it's King of Fighters. If you like King of Fighters, you'll probably like this. If you liked King of Fighters specifically because of the visual style, you might not like it. But if you're into King of Fighters, and you're into like the fighting system that King of Fighters offers, then this game is just like, here's more King of Fighters. Like, okay, final thoughts, right? This is the game that everybody wanted Street Fighter V to be. The fighting system is like, it has a unique flavour to it. It's not just kind of bog standard frame data and like do your desperation super combo if you're like if you're getting beat. This is like BlazBlue, Guilty Gear standard of like fighting systems. Very technical, very deep, and it's not just all solely relying on frame data all the time like Street Fighter would be, or Mortal Kombat's like all about like precise button presses, like try to, you know, target combo everything. Sure, I mean, none of the modes are particularly stand out, and like it's not like Mortal Kombat where the story mode is like amazing. It's like 15 hours long or whatever, but it has everything that you want specifically a fighting game for. You can play it offline locally with your friends. You can play it online with friends. You can play an arcade mode. It's not a particularly amazing arcade mode, it's just an arcade mode, but it's there. The music's fine, like, in fact the music's actually more than fine, the music's actually really good. Visually, I mean, I think the only thing that we can bring down is just the visuals. Like, it just doesn't look quite as good as any of its contemporaries. It doesn't even look as good as King of Fighters 13, to be honest, because like I thought the sprite work in King of Fighters 13 was absolutely phenomenal. Some of the characters actually looked 3D, but they were 2D sprites. That's how good King of Fighters 13's like sprite work was. So in the end, guys, is this worth your time? Yeah, I mean, if you've got friends who are like into King of Fighters and they're going to buy it, or like if you're going to play it specifically online to get like ranked and like, you know, attain all your total tags and all your names and all your icons and things like that, you want to rank up in like the online, yeah, go for it. It's like it's got all that stuff in there. Just don't buy the game expecting to be particularly blown away by like the amount of content in this game, because it's not content heavy, it's character heavy, it's gameplay heavy. It's not like here's all these little stupid side things to keep you occupied and like try and keep you playing more and more and more. It relies on its gameplay system to do that. You've got 50 characters, and I've tried characters that I wouldn't normally try. Like, I'd go into training mode and be like, what's this character like? And tried them and be like, that character's really good. Like, usually my team's like Benimaru, Joe, and like maybe Iori or something like that. But like, some of these characters that I would never even normally try are like are actually really, really well done and like really fun to play as. So, verdict? I'm not going to propose to tell you what to do with your money, guys, but if you feel like you'd be interested in a new King of Fighters game with a bigger roster than King of Fighters 13, with albeit a slightly downgrade in like visual quality, then why wouldn't you get it? You know, like again, I'm not going to tell you to buy it, because I never bought it. This is like a review copy that was sent to me. But I feel like if I didn't get the review copy, I would end up buying it. Because it just, like, there's so much characters, there's so much personality to the game. It's just fun. It's King of Fighters. And that's it, guys. I mean, thanks for watching the review. Like, what do I want next? What's next for, like, Prime, for, like, fighting games? Man, like, the only thing I can think of that would top this lovely train of like Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear and King of Fighters would be like to have all of that cross up. Would that not be amazing if it was like, you know how like Capcom vs SNK happened and Capcom vs SNK 2? Would it not be awesome to have like a roster of like pretty much all the Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue characters against like all the total SNK characters? Like, I don't know if I'd be happy with cherry picking like who would be in the roster, but yeah, it'd definitely be something that I would love to see. Arc versus SNK, or SNK versus Arc system works. That would be amazing. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching the review. I hope it opened your eyes. I hope it like maybe sort of helped you think about whether you want to get the game or not. For me, yeah, I love it, and I'll definitely be playing more of it, because like once the game actually comes out, I'll probably jump online, like see if I've got any friends online who are like wanting to, you know, do some like do some matches in it. So thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, thumbs up. Cool game. Thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Bye for now. Bye. Winner! 熱い試合だったな。最高に燃え上がっちまったぜ。